Right, so I'm going to go over the 4 steps you need to take to start making money with any site. So you take a site, any site in any niche, right? And your goal is to make it rank, actually make it make money. And so how does a site make money? It needs traffic, right? This is your site. It needs traffic to make money because then you can take the traffic and monetize it, right? You can make the traffic buy affiliate products. You can make them buy your own products, whether that's a physical product or a digital product, right? You can make money with ads, right? There's infinite ways to monetize a site, right? That's why a site can be also considered an asset, right? An asset is something that makes you money today, tomorrow, and maybe in the future when you sell it, someone might buy it because it is a revenue generating asset, right? But that's a video for another time. And actually, one of the 4 steps is monetization, and I'll go over that in just a second here. So yeah, to make money with a site, you have to drive traffic to it. How do you drive traffic to a site? Usually only 2 things: Google, right, a search engine, and social media, right? And so I'm going to go over these 4 steps. And for that, I'm going to bring on my buddy Conor, and he's been an SEO. He's been doing SEO for 5 years now. He's very, very, very knowledgeable about the subject. So yeah, I'm going to bring him on. He's going to go over exactly all these 4 steps. You can just copy and paste and apply to your own site, your own niche. Hopefully you find this valuable, and I'll see you in just a second here.
So in today's video, we're going to talk about making money with websites. So how you should use AI, when you should use AI, and how to monetize these websites and make a nice passive income. So the first step you need to think about is your niche, all right, and the keyword research, so the topics that you're going to be talking about. So you need to make a plan for your websites. Okay, something that I'm thinking about now that could be a really good idea is a local website. So think about where you live, where you travel to. I think where you live is actually better, and I'll explain why now in a minute. So the example place that I'm going to talk about today is London. Okay, so I was thinking, there's so much we can write about London. We can just talk about so many things. It's a big city, right? But it doesn't matter if you live in a smaller place. Okay, you can also do it about that place. And the most important thing about keyword research and niche research is that you find something that's underserved, all right, that there's not that much content out there already. So I'm talking about, written content. I'm talking about things on TikTok, on YouTube, all of this as well. So we're trying to find something that people are looking for, but nobody has created this content. So one thing I'm thinking about is more practical tips. Okay, so there are so many travel bloggers out there, especially with travel websites. We don't need another travel blogger about London. There's probably hundreds and hundreds of them that have already written stuff about London. So what we want to know more about is practical tips. Okay, so I remember a few years ago, I made a video about getting a social services card, and that got loads of views, still gets views today. Why? Because nobody else ever talked about that. Right? It's kind of a boring topic to get a social services card, but the content isn't there, right? The government don't really make content about this type of stuff. So if you make a video about that or write a blog post about that, you're going to do well. And basically just think about things that you do in your life, right? So it could be like getting a driving test. It could be eating a kebab, right? So like the best kebabs in London, okay? Probably somebody's already done that, but look at the content. How can you improve it, right? It's probably a list of 4 or 5 kebab restaurants in London, but what can we do that's better, right? Think about breaking it down into neighborhoods, adding a Google map, all right? Adding a video of you eating a kebab there and giving a little bit more information, okay? That's what people want nowadays. It's like, we don't want to just read a paragraph about a kebab because AI can write that, okay? And we're going to get onto that now in the content creation. So once you have your niche picked, you need to set up your website. It's getting easier and easier to do that, so I won't go into that in this video, but we need to start making content, right? So the content that we need to do, we need to think about whether you're going to use AI or not, because AI tools are out there and they make your work so much easier. But don't blast AI thousands of articles, because Google doesn't like that. People don't like that. If it's just spam, it's factually incorrect, all of that stuff. So we don't want to do that, but we do want to use AI in a way that saves us time. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. So when do we use AI? Basically, we want to use it when there's already a lot of information about that topic. So think about a topic like things to do in London. Thousands of bloggers have already written this, okay? You don't need to do it again. And it takes a long time. I remember I did one of these posts about Buenos Aires, and it took me a month to write the whole blog post because there's 50 things to do in Buenos Aires, and it didn't even rank, it didn't get any traffic. So let's not waste our time doing that, okay? So you can use AI to do a big, long blog post about that. It's already covered. It's going to get 50 amazing things to do in London. I'm using a tool called Journalist AI now. I'll leave a link down below if you want to use that one. But basically, you just do 50 things to do in London, edit it a little bit, add some images, stuff like that. You can even add as you go, right? Because you'll be doing other stuff, the practical tips and other kebabs, whatever the topic could be that you're adding to your website, and then add to this thing all the time. This will help you with your topical authority, right? When you're trying to write everything, and Google understands that this site knows a lot about London, right? So the things that you don't want to use AI is that more personal stuff, let's say applying for a social services card is probably not going to do a good job of that, right? So you want to do anything that you need to do in person, eating a kebab, all of that stuff, right? That type of content you need to do yourself. And that's also good for social media. So like when we're talking about a blog now, we also need to have social media, right? It doesn't have to be like tons and tons and tons of video. It just has to have some presence there, right? And this will also help your website in general, okay, to get more traffic, because people are all day long on their phones, right? Watching YouTube, watching TikToks, watching Instagram. I don't know what they're doing, but they're spending all day on Instagram looking at stuff. So adding little bits of stuff and linking back to your website will show Google that this is a trusted website. People like this stuff, and it's just another way to engage and make money. So you can use AI to create social media images. Probably wouldn't recommend it if we're talking about this London website. Let's just go out there and take some photos. Okay, and the last thing we need to think about is the monetization. How can we actually make money from this website? Okay, so there's just loads and loads of ways we can actually monetize this website. So let's just talk about some of them. The traditional way are ads and affiliate programs. All right, there's just like millions and millions of things that you could do. You can just go into every little niche, right? You can think about people going to London to learn English, okay? Then set them up with, italki, which is a learning language platform to practice their English before they go, stuff like that. There's just insurance, travel insurance when they arrive in London, stuff like that. Anything that is related to the content that you are producing. And ads are just when you get a lot of traffic to your website, then you can put some ads on. You can join a network, Mediavine, Raptive. These are good networks to join. You can also start a newsletter. So talk about things going on in London. Then you can monetize that in a whole different ways as well, and keep putting people back to your site. All right. So you have all these different ways of getting more traffic to your website and collecting emails and then sending them out, different promotions, all of that. You can do online courses. Okay. You can make stuff about anything to do with whatever it is. Once you start making the content, you'll start realizing, oh, I really like traveling around restaurants around London. Then you can make an online course about all the different restaurants in London. You can make digital products around that as well. Digital products like ebooks, stuff like that. Then there's also rank and rent. Okay, this is a model where you go for a keyword like best electricians in Shoreditch. I think that's in London. I'm not too sure about my London geography, but I think Shoreditch is in London. So it could be best electricians, best plumbers, best nail salons, best any service in London, right? And you can get in contact with these people that you put at the top, these small businesses, and they can pay you a retainer to keep them at the top, right? This is just another way you can make money with your website. So at the start of the video, I said you can make money with websites using AI and all of that stuff, and it's passive income. It's not really that passive, right? It's a lot of work, as I've explained in this video, but it is worth it, right? Because you get to start the work whenever you want to work. You can take days off when you want to take days off, and the money just keeps coming in all the time, right? So I'm not saying this is easy, but think about your own place where you live. Is this possible? Is this a good idea? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think.
So yeah, that's it. That's the video. Hopefully you found it valuable. Again, remember that a site is an asset, right? A site is an asset, something that makes you money today, tomorrow, and eventually again when you sell it. So you got to make it make money, and to do so, again, you got to take the 4 steps for traffic, keyword research, traffic monetization, all that Conor just went over. So yeah, that's it. That's the video. If you like these sorts of videos, let me know. I'm going to try to bring on more people, more SEO experts onto the channel, because I think this is super valuable. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know as well. But I think these types of videos where I bring on experts in certain fields are great. So yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.